Alright, so we're using the Google Civic Information API to help people find polling locations for Tuesday's election. And if you go to the Google Civic Information API documentation, you will see there is an API method called voter info query, which we will demonstrate right now. And what you can actually do with this is you can, using information from the government, locate a polling place that is close by. We want to do this through text messaging because text messaging is pretty ubiquitous, and for cities like Philadelphia that actually have some significant challenges with folks that face barriers to digital access, it can really be a very effective way to provide people with the location of their polling place. So what you can see there that I've done is I've just used the API Explorer to run a quick query on 1234 Market Street. And as you can see, the response came back as a nice clean JSON with the location name and the address for this polling place for the individual that lives at 1234 Market Street. So what I've actually done is I've used the Tropo platform to build a text messaging application. You can do this on one of any number of different text messaging platforms. And if you have a favorite, then go ahead and use it by all means. I chose to use the Tropo platform because it's one I know well, and also because it lends itself particularly well to this kind of application where we want to invoke an external HTTP API inside of our application. Tropo will run our script. In this case, it's a PHP script that you can see here. It's on GitHub. I will include the link to it in the blog post that will accompany this screencast. And what we can do with Tropo is we can actually make HTTP calls from within our executing script. That's what's really cool about this. And since it's hosted in the cloud on the Tropo platform or someplace else like in GitHub, I don't need to actually have a server to host this thing. It all runs in the cloud, which is really cool. So as you can see, what I'm doing here, it's embarrassingly simple. What I'm doing. I'm going to use the current call object that Tropo provides, and I'm going to make sure that the user is texting me. If they're calling me using the voice channel, I'll tell them to actually make a telephone call to the city commissioner's office so they can find out where to go vote. But if they text me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the address they text me, and I'm going to add Philadelphia, PA to the end of it. And then essentially what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it to the Google Civic Information API and get that nice JSON response back. I'm going to format it for my text messaging response, and then I'm going to send it back to them. And as you can see here, what I'm doing is I'm going to send back an extra message to this voter. It's just a constant that I've got declared up here at the top of my file. In the state of Pennsylvania, there was some controversy around a requirement to have photo ID at polling places, and a judge has since handed down a decision that basically says that while you can be asked for a piece of identification at a polling place, you're not required to have it to vote. So I wanted to just tell people that when they texted. So that's it. It's really an embarrassingly simple script, but that's one of the nice things about writing text messaging apps. So let's try it out. Through Tropo, I've actually given it a Philadelphia number, and I'm going to actually use that same address. Actually, you know what? I'll use a different one. I'll do 20 North 3rd Street. This is the location of Indy Hall on 3rd Street in Philadelphia. And let's see what we get. Should get a response back pretty quickly. Yes, I did. There's my response. So though I'm using Google Voice to do this, so I can demonstrate it on this screencast, you can use any phone that can send a text message, which is essentially any mobile telephone, smartphone or old-fashioned feature phone. And as you can see, what I've got here is I've got the location. The Old First Reformed Church at 330 Race Street is my polling location for that address. And here's my extra message, which was just telling this user that while they can be asked for an ID at a polling location, it is not required to vote. So that's it. Use the Google Civic Information API and build an application that gets someone to the polling place.